Hey everybody, it's me, Dr. Rita Louise. It's Thursday night and we are live. So I am not sure what was going on with that music, if it was playing. So there's already comments. If you can see me and you can hear me, can somebody just make a comment? Because I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. So am I streaming? Are we live? Okay, thank you, Marco. Okay, now I'm going to go back to what I was doing, but the music part would not play at all. It just was sitting on my screen, and I just said, okay, well, we will bypass that piece of the show. So we already got like a bunch of people, but I'm just going to open with this. So I got too much crap, and now things are flying. So Dang, it was me all along has a new review. It's a short one, so I'm just going to read it out loud. It says, "What an amazing and insightful book by Dr. Rita Louise, an easy read filled with profound wisdom and insight, shedding light and awareness on the human condition." Didn't say that I had good hair, but I am good with that review. So today's topic, okay, I'm not even going to say what the topic is. So, have you guys noticed that in the this year has been kind of crazy, but I'm going to even say, like, since the eclipse, it has just been kind of nonstop crazy. All right, fixing the hair for Marco. Just kind of crazy. Like, you're getting a bunch of stuff done and you're having a great day, and then not so much, or there's all these ups and downs going on in your life, and that the world is going too fast. At least that has been my experience. But in some of the friends that I have, they've been kind of going through the same thing right now. And I was talking to another friend, a friend of the show, Michael Wesley, who comes in. He and I had a whole long conversation the other day about, you think things are going good and you're having a happy day and life is good. It's like, let's just stay this way. And then some like really crappy thing happens. So for example, and I'm not complaining, I'm just using this as a story. So a lot of you know that I'm working on a project house and kind of acting as a general contractor. And so my budget's already blown. And so I'm looking at places where I can, save some money, find stuff on sale, whatever. And so there was a place that was advertising, it's not vinyl planking, but something like vinyl planking, which I'm putting throughout the house at an unbelievably inexpensive price. And then they tell me that they have kitchen cabinets, which kitchen cabinets are pretty expensive, at again another unbelievably low price. And to the point where I'm like, well, almost too good to be true. But the place was in Dallas, and I don't live that far from Dallas. And it was worth the drive into town to go check it out, look at these cabinets, touch, feel, see what's going on, see if they look like a legit place, etc., etc. And it all checked out. And I was totally doing the happy dance because it's like, oh my God, this is like saving my life. Which reminds me, I need to email them. Email floor plan. Anyway, and so I was super happy. So now I'm driving home, and my son called me, which doesn't happen very often. And this other friend of mine that I haven't talked to in a really long time called me on my drive home. And I'm like, wow, even better. All this stuff is going so great. And I get to talk to my son and this and that. It was like, woohoo, how can it be better? And then I get home and I go check the mail, and there's a letter from the city saying that it was from code and enforcement, and that my bushes were overgrowing the street and I had to trim them back, and they have to be like 7 feet up in the air and back past the sidewalk so long, and blah, blah, blah. But if you knew my property, one side of it is on a street and it is bush lined, and it's like 200 yards of bushes. And I'm freaking out because I'm thinking, do they really think I'm going to go clip all of those bushes? I mean, they used to send a bush hog through and just cut it all back, which would work for me because it's off of on a city street. So that took my like, heaven, harps, everything's great. And kind of, it didn't turn it into a piece of shit, but it kind of turned it into a piece of shit. And it just seems like not just for myself, but for a lot of other people, this has been the case. You think things are good, and then like somebody throws in a monkey wrench, with this giant shocker attached to it, that kind of takes away the good momentum. And it made me think, I mean, one, it made me glad that it wasn't just me. And maybe go, okay, so what's going on? And at the beginning of the year, I talked about the numerology of 2024. And I'm not like a super giant numerology person, but there was something that was in that dialogue that really resonated with what was going on. And some of the things that it talked about, with 2024, it's an 8-year, and a number 8 brings up and downs into your life. And at times you have to struggle or do hard work. And with it, it can be frustrating. And one of the comments, and this one was my personal favorite because it really fits into what we've talked about here, about how your biggest enemy can be your own thoughts. And what they were suggesting was, last year we had the opportunity to leave our ego behind and come into our authentic self. But we're not really owning that space, or at least that's kind of the impression I got, that we're not owning that space. And so that the challenges that we're experiencing are teaching us to take possession of this energy, of this new self, because we have the power necessary to succeed. And it is integrating the lessons that we have been working on and the experiences in our lives so we can make best use of them in the future. So, one of the things that we've been talking about, on and off over the past year is about working with tools, working with your breathing, tapping, changing your thought pattern, shifting negative thoughts into positive thoughts or into neutral thoughts, being in the flow, working with your energy space. And all of these things are tools that offer you an opportunity for assertive action into making a change into what's going on. And so, like when I came home and I found that letter, okay, I was upset, but I was really only upset for like an hour or two. And there was some serious breathing going on, and there was some serious tapping going on. And the next day I called the city and I found out that it was kind of a nothing burger. I mean, I spent maybe an hour clipping this one bush and had to get someone with a chainsaw to cut off a couple of limbs on a different bush, and that was it. But it scared the crap out of me. But I think we're all experiencing these things that are just shocking on the surface. But if you do what we've talked about, work with those tools, monitor your thoughts, try to not, take that negative thinking and shift it into either a neutral thought or a positive thought. Positive is better, but if you can't think of anything positive, no thought. The thought of just focusing on your breathing, your thought of focusing on something is still better than having that negative thought. Having your goal be being in alignment with the flow. And I meant to find this because today has been like a totally crazy day. But every day this week has been a totally crazy day. And not that any of them were bad, but it's just been really crazy. All right. So of course, whenever I come looking for something, I never, ever, ever can find it. Ever. All right. All right. So I guess, all right. I guess I'm just moving on. Although, as I like put the book down, I'll flash it by the screen so y'all can see it because it's available on Amazon.com and all your local booksellers. Um, and you can get a copy along with all my other books like The Dysfunctional Dancer, The Empath and Narcissist, Avoiding the Cosmic 2x4, E.T. Chronicles, Stepping Out of Eden, Dark Angels, and The Power Within. All available. Okay, so here's my announcements, and then I will go check out comments. If you would like to schedule a private consultation with me, you can go to my webpage, soulhealer.com, check it out, see what all is going on there. So if you want a medical intuition evaluation, intuitive counseling, basically, if you got something going on and you need to get insights into it, or just need to talk to someone and have them reflect back stuff, contact me. We can hang out. But while you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter, soulhealer.com. And I'm going to do this way. And so if you're watching this show in a repeat on platforms like Rumble, BitChute, or even Twitter, the easiest way to be able to interact with this show and get a free on-air reading is going to my YouTube page. That's Just Energy Radio on YouTube. 3 words, Just Energy Radio on YouTube. Go to the page. It airs under the live button, and you'll be able to comment and chat and join the stream. If you're a Facebook person, it streams on Dr. Rita Louise live on Facebook. It's a group I post to there all the time. Other people can attest to it. And if you're a Twitter person, it does stream to Twitter, but for some reason you can't interact. And I'm Dr. Rita Louise on Twitter, Psychic Doc on Rumble. I'm everywhere. Anyway, so I'm going to go check out the comments. I'm going to go through and say hi to everybody. And then I will open it up and start doing readings. Oh, and one other thing, and I probably should put that in there, and a few of you have caught it. So every other Wednesday, I appear on the Awakened Nation Network, or the show with David Zublik, and you can watch his show. And I've been streaming my segment on it, but you can watch his show on Rumble, David Zublik channel. And I'm there every other Wednesday. So I was just there this past Wednesday. And so my segment of it is actually on my YouTube channel. I streamed it to my YouTube. So you can either tune in how you would tune into this show regular, or you can go to his channel and watch it there and hang out with me, because I never know what they're going to ask me. Like this past week, we talked about men getting into relationships with AI characters, like women characters in these apps. It was a very interesting conversation, but it's still kind of weird. Anyway. All right. So, hey, Marco, nice to see you. I think my hair looks great tonight, don't you? Hi, Miss Amy and Bradley. Hi, Bradley. And RLCC. Yes, so RLCC, I will be on every other Wednesday at 9:00. So yeah, come hang out. I really like it. Hey, Miss Wendy. Let's see. Hi, Chris and Joe. Hey, Joe, I think you're a new person. Oh, to anybody that's new that is here for the first time, welcome. I'm Dr. Rita Louise. This is Thursday Night Live, and we just like to have fun. I like to have fun. I hope you have fun. And if you enjoy it, you come back time after time. Dean. Hey, Dean. Evening from London, UK. One love. Hey, Dean. Nice to see you. And we have Denise in here. Hey, Denise. And Michael. Michael, did you hear when I was saying your name in vain? Nina's here. Hi, Nina. And Veronica is here. Man, we got a full house tonight. And Blind Dog World Headquarters is here. Hey, dog. And Yvonne. Hey, Yvonne. Okay, and Gary. Hi, Gary. Okay, so I'm going to just scroll up. I think most people just said hi. But if you would like a reading, all you need to do is post, I would like a reading, and a number of 1 to 3. And I will shuffle the cards 1 to 3 times based on the number that you provide. And we will get this party going. All right, but let me kind of clear my cards. And we will go from there. All right. No. Okay, so. And Deb, hey, Deb. This is my kitchen. Anyway, all right, so Gary asked a question. What's a good way to deal with stress day by day? You know, and Gary, we have talked about a number of different ways of dealing with stress and shifting your thoughts. You know, the ones that I employ the most is really working with my breath. I do a lot of tapping. I exercise. You know, like there are mornings that I wake up just feeling overwhelmed, and it's like, oh, but you're going to the gym. And I like the rowing machine because when you're rowing, you can really incorporate breath work into that. You know, but going for a walk out in the yard, you know, they say with your shoes off. I don't know about that part, but anything that is going to focus your mind on something, whether it's an activity or a thought thing. You know, they have those coloring books, you know, those adult coloring books that have like mandalas and stuff, you know, but they can be very soothing because the point is to focus on the coloring. And in that focusing, it helps you let go of those things that are bothering you. So I hope that helps, Gary. All right. So Yvonne says, I would like a reading 3, please. Okay, Yvonne. All right. And this is your card. Okay, Yvonne, I get the impression that you have a decision that you're trying to make. I feel like there's some inner struggle that you're having. You don't know if the choice you make is like a sink or swim kind of proposition. I feel like you've been thinking about it too much. I'm going to say it this way. You've been thinking about it too much and you're not feeling into it. And so if you really want to make the decision, go with what feels right to you and not what you think, because the ego lives in the thoughts and spirit lives in the feeling. Even though spirit will come through in our thoughts, but you're like stuck in a thought place and you're kind of ruminating about the whole thing, and you're not going to get the answer for what you're wanting. So if that makes sense, post something below. Or if you need like a little follow-up on that, post something below. Okay, so Bradley says he would like a reading. Let me just clear these bad boys real quick. And he wants a 3. A 3. All right. All right, 1 for Bradley. 2 for Bradley. And 3 for Bradley. Okay. And so this is the card that you got, Bradley. So I feel like, Bradley, that you have just really been, and I'm going to say working on, but I feel like right at this moment, and I'm going to put it in this moment, that you've really been kind of sitting in your zen. I feel like you cleared out a bunch of stuff and the world feels good to you. I feel like, I get it. I feel like you feel like you're really in the flow right now. And, and that's a really good place. And I'm going to throw this out. I'm not saying this specific to you. So I'm not saying that this is your fate, but that's been the energy that's been going on. Is you think that you're doing good and you're in the flow. And, so if something funky comes up, that's really not that big, like down the road, you find out it's like not that big of a deal. But in the moment, it's shocking, because that seems to be the thing. It's shocking. Know that what you're experiencing is a test from the universe. And I think once you can sit there and go, oh God, yet another test, then it makes it so that you can navigate the process easier, because you know that it's just a test, just another stinking test. Let me know if that makes sense to you, like, especially if you're kind of like in this really zen, have been in this really zen place, even if the zen place has just been for a while today. Okay, so RLCC would like a reading. Am I on the other shows? So RLCC, I am a regular now on Awaken Network. I do a lot of interviews and I try to post them on Facebook. If they post them on YouTube, I link to them on a playlist on my YouTube channel. But I tend to, not on any show as a regular. How's that? But if you have a question for me, you're more than welcome to throw it in the chat box and I will be happy to respond. Okay, so RLCC, you got this card. Ooh, interesting. Which is a mask card, which says that there's something that you don't want to look at. And so usually I will pull cards until it clears. But then you got this card, which is another mask card sitting underneath it. So it means that it's really, the energy is really blocked. Ooh, really blocked. Okay, so I'm going to call this as a clearing card. And actually, the next card after that is an even more clear card. Not too bad, just 4 yucky. They're not yucky cards, but they're not, the movement of energy isn't happening prior. And the word that comes to me for you right now is surrender. I feel like there's some stuff that's going on that you are trying to manage, that you are trying to control. And I'm telling you, you cannot. And the only way that you are going to move past that is to take a step back, to take your ego out of it and allow spirit, allow the universe to let you know what you need to do next. And I know you know what to do next, but you just don't want to do that thing. But you need to do it. You need to surrender to whatever that next step is. Because when you do, the path will open up for you and things will start moving forward again. So I hope that makes sense. Again, RLCC, if that makes sense, or if you have a question, or, I'm totally right on, or you like my hair or anything like that, please post that in the comments below. Chris says, grounding is good. Tap into all of the life around you. I guess you mean like natural life, nature life. Unless you're not really an outside person like me, then maybe not so much. Then you go row. Okay, so Amy would like a reading. Hi, Amy. 2, please. All right, Amy. 1. And 2 for Amy. Okay, and this is your card. So, Amy, I'm sensing, and I'm going to use the word confusion around you, not a ton of confusion, but some confusion. I feel like you have just let something go, or there's something that just changed and switched in your world. The word let go feels more correct. Um, and and I feel like it's really, really recent, that there really wasn't a lot of planning. It was just kind of like this decision that you made. Um, but you feel really congruent in the decision, even though on the other side of it, you don't really know what the heck you're doing, and there's not really a plan. And that's okay. Don't let that screw you up, because a plan will come together. I feel like you just kind of like cleared the land, and now you're opening yourself to planting those seeds and having things start to move forward again. I mean, I feel like this let go thing was a really good thing for you, because I feel like whatever it was kind of dead weight. But I also feel like, and this is the part that I like the most, it's like when you made the decision, and it wasn't an emotional decision. It wasn't an intellectual decision. It was Spirit says, this is what it needs to be. And you said, okay, let me know. Okay. Michael would like a reading, and he would like number 1. Thank you for saving my hands. But I'm going to clear the cards first for you, Michael, and then I'll do a All right, Michael, here's your shuffle. All right. And here's your card. Okay, Michael. All right, so everybody, I know Michael. All right, I know most of you. But anyway, Michael, did you get that apartment? I mean, I know that you're on the list, but I'm feeling like something big just happened. And if you haven't heard, like today, you're going to hear, but I feel like there is something that's coming into your life that you have been waiting for a long time. That's why I'm thinking the apartment. That is going to give you the chance to move forward on dreams that you've had. I feel like it'll take you from this kind of place of stagnation and move you into a more active piece. Again, that's why I'm kind of thinking the apartment. So, oh my God, if that apartment comes in anytime soon, I am expecting the first freaking phone call. Okay, but not until after 8 o'clock if it happens today. I mean, I just feel like that's what it feels like. Again, I can't say it is the apartment, but the energy on it has this, I've been waiting, I've been being patient. My life hasn't really been moving forward, and I've been feeling kind of stuck. And I feel like, that's been the thing that I know about. There might be something else, but but the thing that I know about that you've been waiting for, and now I'm like so crossing my fingers that that's the true case and what's going on. Okay. Unless, of course, you already got it, and then you can post it below and we can all celebrate with you. Okay, so Yvonne says, interesting. There's one area I'm overthinking and I think I'm pushing, while other things are just happening, and trust the holding back on that for now. Yeah, and it's the thing that you're overthinking. I don't feel like you're overthinking a whole bunch of other stuff, so stop overthinking that thing, because when you stop overthinking that thing, then you will be surrendering to it. Okay, so Veronica would like a reading, and she would like number 2. And she says, love the hair down over your eyes. This is what you call, it's getting time to get my hair done look. But it does look pretty cute. I like it. I mean, it kind of makes me a little crazy because I don't like stuff like in my eyes because I can see my hair. All right, Veronica. All right, let's shuffle Veronica. Why are these things being like a pain in the butt today? Okay. 1, 2. All right, that was better. Okay, we got another one of those mask cards. So either your energy is blocked or there's something that you don't want to look at. Oh, but there's a card behind it. And then this card I pulled inadvertently with it. And I'm going to go with this one too. So I'm not exactly sure because this is the one that was sitting underneath it. Anyway, and I feel like that's a clearing card. So Veronica, I'm feeling like you know, that you're overthinking stuff too. I feel like you need to kind of back up and kind of get in your own world, if that makes sense. You know, I just keep sensing this upset in you. Okay, so I'm not really looking at the cards. I just keep sensing this upset in you, and I keep sensing this upset having to do with other people, but your judgment about other people. And I'm feeling like it's not really serving you because I feel like it just keeps you riled up and upset. Thus, this card because it's interfering with your energy moving. You know, and keeping you out of flow because they're bugging you. And I understand that they're bugging you, but it's not serving you. That's the best thing that I got. It's not serving you. You know, so maybe it's time to reevaluate that and see what you can do to pull your energy back out of that situation instead of actively participating in it. Okay, let's see. So Gary would like a reading. You pick it for me. Okay, Gary. Do a quick little clear. All right, you're going to get a 1. Okay. And that's your card. Gary, I get the impression that there's a bunch of stuff on your plate, and I am kind of feeling like there's a certain amount of it that you need to make a decision, but you're not really sure what card to play, pun intended. Because when you look at them, they all have benefits, they all have setbacks. And so I'm not going to tell you which one. You know, so if I'm hitting this for you, so if this is making sense for you, because I feel like you want to go on that journey, you want to make the right choice so that you can have the open path. I'm going to suggest that you maybe schedule a half-hour session with me. Now, if you've been on the show before, I don't sit there and say that to everybody, but this isn't really the venue to go over these choices. And before I'm going to sit there and say, like, pick number 3, I would like to have more information on what's going on. I will say that I feel like there's 1 or 2 things that are in the pile that have viability, but I don't know what they are. So it's kind of hard to sit there and pick and choose, you know, but there is something in that pile of stuff, you know, that I just feel like you need a piece of guidance on which way to move forward. So, you know, if that's something that you would want to do, go to my website here. Wait for it. Soulhealer.com and schedule a session, or you're free to reach out to me on Facebook because you're a Facebook guy. All right. Right now I lost my spot. Okay, there's Gary. Yeah, he's a Facebook guy. I thought we were Facebook friends. Okay, so I mean, because I don't feel like it's driving you crazy, Gary, but I feel like you feel a little lost in it. And so you're not making a decision because nothing's really jumping out at you. So that's my 2 cents. Okay, Bradley says, pop quiz, nailed it. Veronica says, wondering what the hell negative energy in my home besides humidity. Well, you know, Veronica, if there's negative energy in your house, you know, sage it, smudge it. You know, we talked about taking the water bottle and spritzing the inside to clear the negative energy out. You know, if you think it's coming from a thing, spray the things down. Also, I've cleansed, you know, items in my house. So, you know, just work on clearing the negative energy out. All right. So Marco says, upvote and sub, please. Not really sure what that means, Marco, but okay. And RLCC says, hair looks good, very soft. Thank you. I have this weird hair thing, so thank you. All right, David says, since O was last on, I had to drive 2,300 miles from Sedona to Melbourne, Florida. My brother is very ill. I am his healthcare surrogate now, in charge of his healthcare. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, David. That sounds pretty challenging. You know, and I am going to, you know, so David, I don't really know you. I am going to say this and hope you understand and can navigate this, you know, but if you are being their healthcare proxy, you know, there's what you want and what you think, and then there's kind of stepping into their shoes and stepping into their body and giving them what they want and what they need. And so there might be a choice that you would not necessarily make for yourself, but you know in your heart it is what they would want. And I'm hoping that you would honor that and honor them in this challenging time. Not saying that you weren't going to, you know, so there's no judgment. I'm just putting that out there. So Michael says, not yet. I called them this week. I'm number 9 on the waiting list. You know, Michael, I just keep coming back to the apartment, you know, but again, it's like there's a little contamination because I know about the apartment. But that's the only thing. I mean, unless you can think of something else that you've been kind of working on and waiting on, that is going to open your energy up, you know, let me know. Let me know. Okay, so David says, I'm homeless in Melbourne, Florida. I started a GoFundMe to pay for the trip. I'm 62 and disabled, living in my old Chevy van. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, David. I'm not really sure how I can help you here. You know, if you want, and please, everybody, I'm just doing this because I feel sorry for David. If you want to put in the text thing what your GoFundMe thing is, I'll announce it on the show. I'll be happy to do that. So, hey, Deb, how's it going? Do you want a reading? Veronica says, hi. Yvonne says, thank you as always. Denise says, hi. Vic's sexy hair is good. Thank you. Michael says, thank you. I feel that it's coming sooner than I expect. And I'm feeling that too. Okay, so David says, my brother is pretty bad shape, just took his left leg, and there's a bad infection. I sure need a reading on my life. Not sure what is up coming for me. So David, I don't predict the future. I never predict the future because the future is always changeable. But I will shuffle the cards and pull a card for you and see what comes up for you. All right, and I'm going to go with this. So this card, this is interesting. This card, right, hang on a second. This card has come up 3 times tonight. So I'm feeling like we're hitting a pattern. Okay, so Dave, I don't want you to be mad at me, but I just say what I get. And sometimes it's nice. Sometimes it's not so nice. Sometimes it comes out as really blunt. You know, but what I'm getting is that, I mean, I understand that your situation is challenging right now. I totally get that. But I feel like you are kind of playing the victim card. And I really even hate to say that, and not taking positive action toward changing your situation. And actually, I had posted a thing on Facebook, and maybe I can find it. You know, whenever I like look for something, I can never friggin' find it. And I just posted it. Dang. All right. There it is, right there. It'll come up. And so it says, we generate fear while we sit. We overcome them by actions. Fear is nature's way of warning us to get busy. You know, and so I'm feeling like you taking some kind of action to changing your situation, you know, while dealing with your brother is going to make things better for you. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to say. So Veronica says, nailed it, thank you. Amy says, spot on. Thoughts were coming in about taking a short contract to clear some debt because the new biz not off the ground yet. Definitely let it go. Yay. I like my life too much to go backwards. Good, Amy. Good. Well, you know, and I feel like, I mean, you were here for the introduction, you know, where I was talking about struggling at time, but having to do the hard work, integrating lessons, you know, assertive action, and the challenges, you know, it's teaching us to move past it. So if one of your challenges, your emotional challenges is like fear of financial ruin, and you trusting that the universe is going to take care of you because you're being divinely inspired, then the universe will take care of you. Okay, so Veronica says, asked what deck do I use? And so these are called dream cards, and they were originally designed for doing dream interpretation, which I do not do. And I do it even less than talking to dead people, and I don't talk to dead people, as you all know. And a friend of mine had these because she did dream interpretation. I'm really not sure what the cards did for dream interpretation, but whatever. And those mask cards that I was holding up kind of scared the crap out of me. They were like ghost face cards. Bah! And but they kept calling to me, and I went to go buy a new deck because I wasn't digging the ones I was reading, which was a standard tarot deck. And I bought them, and now I have 2 decks, as I mentioned before. So, oh, and I guess I could have changed this. So there's Veronica's question. What deck do you use? Okay, so Denise says, I would like a reading you pick for me. Okay. All right. And we're going to do a 2 for you, Denise. Okay. And that's the card I pulled for you. Interesting. So when I look at this card for you, Denise, I feel like, and please again, correct me if I'm wrong, that you have been kind of asking the universe, like, what am I supposed to be doing? What's my next step? I mean, I feel like there has been some internal conversation about moving forward. And I feel like you've been receiving guidance, and I'm going to say hearing it for the most part, registering it and acknowledging it. I feel like nothing's like nothing that's come through has set off your passion, but I feel like, but that channel, and I'm getting that from the channel has been opened up inside of you to receiving that guidance. And so pay attention to it, or if ideas come up for you, maybe jot something down on a piece of paper, because I feel like that information, you have asked the question and the universe is providing answers, but I'm feeling like it's going to kind of give you like a barrage of answers so that you can take that information and bring it into your heart to decide what feels right to you and which one you want to pick. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Otto's here, but more importantly, hi, Otto. Dawn is here. So Dawn says, I'm here only after trying for 25 minutes. 25 minutes? Okay. I wonder what that's about. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Okay. And then Dave says, okay, in a minute I will. And then Dawn says, I need a reading. So Dawn, since you didn't put a number, because I need a reading and a number, 1 through 3, but I'm going to pick for you, and I'm going to give you a 3. 3. 1, 2, because it takes 3 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop, just in case you didn't know. 3. Okay, Dawn, let's see what's going on. You're going to love this one. You're going to love this one. Bam. That's the card that came up for you. Okay, Dawn. So, I'm going to say this, but I feel like I'm going to have to backtrack everything I say. So I feel like your entity has really been kind of driving you crazy, like even more than normal. It's been driving you crazy. But I'm going to say this, Dawn. I've kind of thought about your situation, and I kind of feel like what you have going on is a thought form. So this is kind of separate from the reading part. And, thought forms are things that we create, that someone says something to us, they tell us, it's kind of like a curse. A curse is nothing except for the energy that we put on it. And people can believe that they have an entity, and their thoughts make it stronger and stronger, and their fears make it stronger and stronger. And when I look at your space, Dawn, that's what I feel. I'm not feeling like a regular entity, but more of a thought form. So maybe it's time to start unwinding the thought form so that you can just let it go. Sorry for the blunt commentary. All right. So Gary says, that helped me, what you told me about my reading. Okay, great, Gary. I'm glad that it helped. because that is my job to help. Okay, we have about 8 minutes left. I see that Chris is there. I would like a personal reading with you outside of this venue, maybe a clearing of energy chakras. I'll get in touch tonight if you have any time. I would say one shuffle. Okay. Yeah, and Chris, the best, well, you can just text me or send me an email and we'll set something up. And a 1 for Chris. Okay, interesting card. Not expecting that for you. So that's the card. So the first thing that I'm feeling is that there's something that's really irritating you. But when I look at the thing irritating you, I feel like it's almost something that you don't have control over. When I kind of interact with the energy, I want to say, I don't know for sure, but I want to say it's more of a work-related issue. Like some idiot over there made some decision, and it's really not your place to go and say, that was a really dumb decision. And so you're kind of stuck with it, or you have to interact with it, and it is just irritating you. So it's irritating you. My feeling is whatever the decision is, it's going to get changed, or everyone's going to just ignore it, and it'll kind of go back to where it was because it was really a dumb decision. So let me know if that makes sense. All right. All right. So Dave said, blunt is good. I got you. I will take charge and do good. Great, Dave. I love to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. So Jessica says, hi, Dr. Rita. I did a session with you a while back. Good to see you again. Question regarding job holdup. Why have the doors been closed on opportunity? Something new in a new direction ahead? Okay, hang on one second, Jessica. But Jessica, I'm going to kind of shift the dynamic. I'm feeling like it's a shift in you that needs to happen. So yeah, there's going to be a new direction, but I feel like it's originating from you. And I feel like there's a piece of you that's kind of waiting for it to happen out there. And what I want to say is that you need to make the shift in here so that it will happen out there. And that sounds really freaking vague, but I think you're hearing me on that. I think it's interesting because I feel like kind of the jobs you're looking for, you're bigger than and better than, so maybe you're holding the pole too low and you need to look higher. I feel like there's almost this, almost like a desperation, like, well, I should be able to get a job at Walmart. I have a college degree kind of thing. And you're kind of devaluing your energy. So maybe work on bumping up your energy and owning what you own and being who you are, and not let the little people get in your way. Okay. Veronica says, as for the negative energy in my space, I clear it a lot, and it seems like I just clear it and something else shows up. See, I just don't pay that much attention to it personally. Okay, so Veronica, and I love you, but maybe it's your own negative energy that is showing up, because dang, maybe it was you all along, and maybe it is not coming from outside, but it is coming from you, because you're the constant factor in there. So maybe look at your own energy, and then maybe you'll notice that what's going on in your house will also shift. Okay, so I told Dave, who's going through this thing with his brother, that if he posted his GoFundMe thing, so here his link. So it's GoFund.me. So GoFund.me/FE061C35. So that's on the GoFundMe. And so if anybody can help Dave out, I'm sure he would really appreciate that. Don says, "Oh, my entity is still with me. It's very weird having this soul." And Don, I'm assuming that you posted that after I did your little reading. So, and then Dave says, "Read and you will understand more." Thank you, Rita, and everyone. Dave, you are so welcome. And Don says, "That is so right on." That's because I'm Dr. Rita Louise. You doubt me. Okay, so Don says, "Okay, I'll try that, but does a thought, feeling actually touch you like another person?" I think so. I'm not an expert, but you know what, Don? Maybe that would be a good topic. All right, Deb, my unofficial secretary, thought forms versus entity attachments for next week. I think that would be a great topic, and I would like to be able to vocalize the difference between the two, because I can detect the difference in someone's face, but to actually give more detail, I can't. But I can do a little research on that. All right. So Denise says, "So true. Thanks for your insight. I have found one that I feel like would be a good fit for me, but still figuring out how to execute." Perfect, Denise. That sounds great. Chris said, "Makes sense. I do not do well with ignoring thought." And Don says, "Happy Passover." That was a long time ago, Don. Jessica says, "Noted. Thank you." And Otto says, "Don, aim higher." All right. Well, I actually made it to the bottom of the list, and there's 2 minutes left, so I'm going to call it here. Let me do this first. So again, if you'd like to schedule a private consultation with me, please go to my webpage, soulhealer.com, and you can basically talk to me about anything and get insights and intuitive insights into anything other than dead people and dreams. That's pretty much my limit. So whether it's a physical problem, an emotional issue, a problem at work, or your relationship, I will talk to you about anything. And then if you are, dealing with trauma, dealing with emotional regulation, I'll work with you to help you build those tools in yourself to work on helping you change your life. Don't forget to sign up for my newsletter at soulhealer.com. As I said, the easiest way to find this show is on YouTube, Just Energy Radio on YouTube. If you would like to interact in the audience and get a free on-air reading from me, Dr. Rita Louise. You can also do that on Facebook, going to my Facebook group, Dr. Rita Louise Live. This show also airs on Twitter, Dr. Rita Louise on Twitter, and on Rumble, Psychic Doc on Rumble. And I'm also on BitChute, but I don't remember what my login thing is, but I need to add that. So anyway, I want to thank all of you guys for coming to the show tonight. If you're a new person that hasn't been here before, I really hope you come back. We have a great time every week. You're welcome to get a free reading every week. The audience seems to be growing. And so the earlier you get here, the better chance that you're going to get a reading before our time runs out. So, and please tell your friends and have them come by and join the fun. I think everyone is enjoying this format, and I would love to see you all again next week. So until next time, I'm Dr. Rita Louise. This is Thursday Night Live. Be blessed.